Hello everybody, Red here, and welcome to this video that I'm making. That is actually a fun idea I've had for a little while that I wanted to do. I actually got the inspiration for this from a YouTuber called Teching 101 who does a lot of One Piece stuff. He did a very similar thing like this with One Piece, and it made me think that it would be a very fun thing to do with Pokemon. If you're a bit confused about what exactly this is, don't worry, I will explain what, a Pokemon Isekai is, which is what this is obviously called, and how it works, and then we will go through it. I will do my own, and then I will ask you all to do it as well, and maybe leave comments telling me exactly how yours went, and we can, have fun. So if you don't know what Isekai means, so this whole video is about creating your own Pokemon Isekai adventure. So if you don't know what an Isekai is, Isekai means it's a genre of like manga or anime. I think like video games as well, but usually like anime and manga, where the story revolves around a person from Earth, usually Earth, I mean pretty much always Earth, like a person from our world being transported to some kind of fictional world or parallel universe or something, and they have to like survive or complete some kind of goal or objective in it. That's what an isekai is. So you think things like, I guess Sword Art Online would be like one of the most, I think one of the most recognizable kind of isekai type series that most people would know about, just because it's very kind of a mainstream anime. That kind of thing where plunked into a fantasy world and you have to survive, and that's how that works. So this is basically a Pokemon one, where the idea is you get plonked into the Pokemon universe and have to complete some sort of objective as your goal, and if you complete said objective you can choose to return to the real world. And you might say like, oh well, why would I want to return to my own world if it's Pokemon? If I lived in the Pokemon world, that sounds awesome. Well, we'll see. We will see. Because there's some things I've made for this that will potentially change your mind about said world. So the way this is going to work is I've created a spreadsheet of different things in the Pokemon world, and what will happen is you will use a random number generator to decide which thing you will get from each category, and then you will know exactly how you're going to be in the Pokemon world, where you're going to be, what you're going to have, and what your objective is, and from there try and basically think of a story, or basically come up with a story of what would happen to you in the world if these specific things were to happen to you. It'll be easier to show you and go through it than explain it, and you'll kind of get what I mean. So let me show you guys. So this is the spreadsheet that I've made. So as you can see, we start with region. So all you have to do is you use a random number generator to roll a number between 1 and 8, and whichever number you get is the region you start off in. That is the region you will start in, and then from there you use a random number generator to pick which town from said region you will start in, then one to pick what starter Pokemon you will be given in said world, then an item that you will be given to start with, an objective that you will have to complete in order to be able to escape and get back to your own world, and then finally an optional little thing people can put in there if you want, a risk roll, which 4 of these are very good things that will be helpful, and 4 are very bad things that will make things way more difficult for you. So it's up to you whether you want to try the risk option to make it more interesting for yourself. So that's how this is going to work. But a few things we have to go through to start with. So the way this is going to work is, imagine that the way this works is you would be sitting in your bedroom, whatever room you're in right now, as you're going to make your comment or make your own video responding to this or whatever. You are sitting in whatever room you're in, an isekai fairy or whatever pops into your world and says, hey, you're going to be getting transported to the Pokemon world, and you don't get a choice. Like, they're just going to do it to you right there and then. You don't get to, like, be prepared. All they do, the only thing they will do is they will say, you can grab one thing close to you, like one item that is close to you to bring with you, and only one item. So you have to think of what item in your room would you most likely want to bring to this world to be helpful to you. And just so there's no cheating, you can't just throw a bunch of things in a bag and then say, oh, I'm bringing this bag. No, if you say you're bringing this bag, you will bring an empty bag. So whatever item is closest to you, you would bring with you, and that's it. All prior knowledge of Pokemon things, you will know. You will get to keep that knowledge. So if you know a lot about Pokemon, it will be very helpful to you. But I think we're just gonna begin. I'm gonna basically do my own. I'm gonna roll my own numbers and just go through this, and then just talk about what I would do in the situation I'm given. And then from there, I will leave it to you guys, and you can do this yourself. I will leave a link to this spreadsheet in the YouTube video, so you can go to it and you can do it along with me, and then you can tell me in the comments what you got, what you would do in your adventure. And yeah, I thought this will be fun. Maybe in the future I'll make a video going through some of the comments and reading some of the things that you guys got and just giving my thoughts on them. Alright, so what would I grab from my room? What's the first thing? What would I grab? The phone. My phone seems like an obvious choice, but then when you think about it, if you go to the Pokemon world, you're not going to be able to connect to anything and you actually use your phone in any meaningful way. Like, it's going to be useless. I mean, looking around my room, there's not much else I can use, though. I think I probably would just take my phone with me. Like, I could probably just, because it still has useful things, even if I can't connect online. Like, I can still use the calculator and, like, a bunch of the other offline apps, I guess. So, like, it's not useless, it's just not as useful. You know? So, we'll see. I think I would just... from looking around my room, that's the only thing I can see that would actually be useful to me. So I'll just take my phone. Alright, let's actually get into the meat of this and see how it's going to go. So, 1 to 8 to decide, I'm just going to use this. 1 to 8 to decide which region I'm going to start in. 5, so I get Unova, the Generation 5 region. Okay, okay. Interesting. It's the most Western-like region, which is helpful. And a lot of cities and a lot of people around. There's not... So that's actually kind of nice. Now, which city am I going to get? So this actually has the most... It actually has the most locations to choose from as well, with 18, so we have a lot of choices here. So let's see, 1 to 18. 14, which is Aspertia City. Aspertia City. Let me just remind myself which one Aspertia City is. Oh, Aspertia City, that's the starting town. And Black and White 2. Let me just bring this over here. So this is where I will be starting. That's actually a great place to start, because that means I will be surrounded by... I will be starting in an area with very weak Pokemon. So that's a great start for me. If I want to like become a trainer and train up the Pokemon I start with, actually a great place to start. Wow. Okay. That's fantastic. So also I will say this, whatever region you're plonked in, when you are put there, we will say that the time you are put there will be the same time that the main protagonists of those games from that region would start their adventure. So in Kanto, as soon as you land, it will be like the exact time where Red and Blue would be starting their adventure. And I guess for like Unova, where there's two different ones, I guess it could, I don't know. I guess you can pick which one. I'm starting in a special city, so I have to go with Black 2 White 2 version of the game, of where I would of when things would start up. Okay. Okay, so now I get to get my starter Pokemon. It's 1 to 26. I did put Pikachu and Eevee on here just because technically they are starters because of the Let's Go games now. So I just put them on there just because, for funsies. So 1 to 26. Oh, 26. 20. Who's number 20? That is... Ooh, we get Froakie. One of the most potentially OP starters. That's pretty great. I'll take a Froakie. I will gladly take a Froakie. Okay. So item. So the starting item is really luck. Very, very luck depending on if you get something that's going to be so, because you gotta remember, you're getting plunked down in this world. You're not one of the like main characters that's going to be like going to the professor and getting like a Pokedex and Pokeballs just given to you. You have to like do everything yourself. So you can't just go to Professor Oak and be like, oh, can I get a Pokedex? He's going to be like, I don't know who you are. No. So if you don't get a Pokedex, you're going to have to rely on your knowledge alone to be able to know what things are and what Pokemon are like and their behaviours, unless you can get one from somewhere else. Alright, so 1 to 15, what is my starting item going to be? Number 12, which is a compass. Okay, I mean, that's useful. You know, I somewhat know the layout of the region, so having a compass means I'm not going to get lost in certain areas if I'm out on a route in the wilderness. I won't get turned around. I should be able to like figure out where I'm going. So that's actually kind of useful. I'll take that. I'll take a compass. You know, I don't really need a town map because I know my way around the region for the most part. So I'll take a compass. Not the best thing, but it's decent. It's decent. All right, now for the two biggest factors of what's going to happen and how I'm going to do things. We've got the objective. And then the risk, which I'm going to do the risk because that makes it more interesting. So objective first. What is my objective? Oh, number 8. I have to defeat the main protagonist in a battle. Which, I mean, considering I start in a Spersia City right when they get their starter Pokemon, I could immediately challenge the main protagonist to a battle and defeat them. But also, it's basically like just luck based whether I would win or not, because that's just how the battles go. Interesting. Alright, what's my risk? Number 1. I own a house? Okay, so let's say I get to own one of the houses in a special city. There's like 4, so there's not a lot to choose from. This is the main protagonist house down here, and then I guess the house that doesn't have a door, let's just say magically now it gets a door on it and I own it and I get to live here. So I own a house. I'm in the starting town, which means I can like train my starter Pokemon up and like actually have some kind of adventure. There's also a Pokemon Center right in the starting town, which means I could potentially go and fight trainers and get enough money to start buying Pokeballs and catch Pokemon. So like this is a great starting town for me. I also could very easily just fight the main protagonists right away and defeat them. And be able to like go back if I wanted. So I've had a very easy time here. I've had a very easy time. Froakie's a great starter as well. So like, I think I'd have a really easy time doing my objective, and then I could honestly just live a very comfortable life as well in this town. You know, there's a gym. I could try and become a gym leader. Try and take over this gym. You know, I can live in this nice little quaint town that's like kind of off in the middle of nowhere. I think I'd be pretty happy here. I got a very quaint adventure. I got a very nice start. You know, it's so easily you could be like plonked in the middle of like freaking, I don't know, like I'd be so unlucky if you got plonked in the middle of like Saffron City and you only got like a starter that was like weak to Psychic when it evolved, and your main goal was to like defeat the evil team, so it would be Team Rocket, and then you like start with nothing. Like there's so many things that could go wrong to make this like difficult. I got really lucky with this. I mean I'm set. I would probably just immediately challenge. I would use my Froakie. I would immediately challenge the main protagonist as soon as they got their starter. If I won, then my objective would be done. If I didn't win, then I would probably just like go and grind for a while, and then just like try and catch up and defeat them later on. Although I would have a very slow start because they get given free Pokeballs in a Pokedex and I don't. I would have to like earn my own money so that I could actually buy Pokeballs and then like continue on. So I would have a much slower time, but I'd have a good time catching up to the main protagonist of the game to try and battle them again. But I know exactly where they're going to go and when, so you know. That was fun. It's fun going through this. I might make another video of this, like me doing another one of these. Maybe I'll change a few things, but it's fun doing this. I want So yeah, I want anybody who's watching this, feel free to, like I said, I'll have a link in the description. Feel free to make your own Isekai adventure. Leave some comments saying what you got and what you would do, and how screwed you are, or how easy of a time you think you'd have doing your objective, or just, you know, if you wanted to live in that world. And yeah, leave comments and let me know. And if for anybody who's watching this who makes YouTube videos, any of my friends who make YouTube videos or stream, feel free to do one of these maybe on your stream or something like that. That'll be a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, I'm going to just leave it there. I'll maybe do another one of these in the future and maybe change a few things. Maybe I'll make a video reading a bunch of comments of this as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all later. Have a good day, and bye-bye.